Hello and welcome to this edition of the Global Crypto Market Analysis. I'm James Preston.
And I'm Graham Tennant.
And this edition is long overdue. It's been a while and it couldn't have come at a better time. We broke $17,000 for the first time since 2018, January 2018. Can you believe that? Just before we get into the analysis, this edition is proudly sponsored by CentralX. CentralX are a brand new crypto exchange coming out of Hong Kong and actually founded by one of the long-serving members of the global crypto community. The chief strategy officer is part of our community and has been with us for well over 2 years. And they are building a phenomenal exchange currently in initial launch offering phase. So ILO is a more advanced version of an ICO, and they're in pre-sale. You can check them out, centralx.com. They have remarkable rewards. They have a 2-level referral scheme, and they have quarterly rewards for all CenX token holders based on their actual revenues. So they've really built an incredible business model, especially for token holders, and a really impressive exchange as well. So check them out, centralx.com. We will put a link here in the description for you to go directly to how you can get involved in the ILO. Now, Graham, very exciting times indeed. I mean, this is what everyone's been waiting for.
Yeah, 100%. Looks like the bullish days are back, and we're seeing some price action that's reminiscent of 2017. So very exciting, and I mean, at the end of the day, the hodlers are starting to get the reward for building up their stack in the crypto winter. So finally we're starting to see some reward for that. So it's very exciting times.
And it almost seems like this is actually almost the same time as 2017. It was November 2017 going into December 2017 that things really started to heat up. So does timing ever play a factor in markets, or is it pure coincidence?
I mean, it definitely does. I mean, one example of that is the old saying in the stock markets of sell in May and go away, and we often see patterns within years in different months, start to play out and rhyme over time. Obviously, the market doesn't copy paste, but it often does rhyme. So I definitely think there's some degree of correlation there. But I mean, I think the fundamental big picture factors are really starting to play out in Bitcoin's favor, and that's really the fuel that's been pushing the market higher.
Absolutely. I mean, all of this talk of COVID-induced economic breakdown truly is playing into Bitcoin's narrative. It's just the most remarkable thing to see and to actually witness it happen right in front of our eyes, because we believed it. Now it's actually happening. And now we're even seeing mainstream media talk about the Great Reset. It really is amazing. But I'm not going to take up more of your time and the audience's time. Graham, you have a whole bunch of charts for us. So take us through the macro symmetrical triangle first. I know you have that ready to go. So that's the Bitcoin US dollar chart, and show us what you have.
I mean, it's we start off this market analysis the same way every time. This is the big, beautiful symmetrical triangle on the macro time frame. We've been talking about a break out to the upside for some time. We got it, and now that we're moving in the right direction, it really is a steam train that's hurtling forward at quite a brisk rate. I mean, this is a 3-day chart, and you can see since at the end of September, so since October, we've only had green candles, over 3-day periods over that period of time, which has been quite exceptional. So it's really one-way traffic. Obviously, we're getting a little bit of a pullback here and there, but all in all, it looks like it's a one-way ticket to 20,000. Once we get there, we'll obviously see what happens. I'm just going to jump straight into the hourly chart here. So this is a look at the shorter term time frames and some of the price action, and this gives you an indication of some of the shorter term sentiment in the market, and it's obviously very bullish. So we're getting these big push-ups in price, and then we're getting a consolidation, forming these symmetrical triangles on the hourly chart, and this is where you can get it in on shorter term leverage trades. Trading the break out to the upside of these symmetrical triangles, and you can see that this level here for this structure is the target, and it's this initial move that we got did meet that target. We then had a second symmetrical triangle set up, breakout to the upside. We met that target comfortably. So the fact that these patterns are setting up and the price is reaching those targets just show you that, and in this case even move to the upside of that target with a little bit of outperformance is showing you how bullish this market is at the moment. So, and now we can see that this most recent windup that we've had in the last couple of hours didn't even take very much time till we pushed up, to the 17,000 level that you've mentioned. So, yeah, I mean, there's nothing more to say than just very, very bullish price action that we're seeing on Bitcoin.
Very bullish indeed, but does that invite you into trade? Are you in any positions at the moment besides your holding positions?
Yeah, so the holding positions are really my core holdings, and that's where I'm getting the big reward right now. My preference has been towards Ethereum, which has been unfortunately a little bit of a costly bias in the short term, because Bitcoin has really been where the action is. You can see this. I'll just highlight the 16,000 level here with the red dotted line. That was potentially a level of significant resistance, and you can see we did get the wind up at this level, but then pushed through higher and we just carry on to new highs. So it really has been a one-way ticket for Bitcoin. I mean, let me show you what we're seeing on Ethereum here. We just haven't seen the same really positive aggressive price action to the upside. I mean, if you compare this to the 3-day Bitcoin chart, we're getting close to all-time highs. Ethereum's still got a long way to go. So I do think that Ethereum is going to play catch up, but I think it's going to take a little bit more time till we see that materialize.
All right. So you would prefer to be trading Ethereum right now, but because of its weak performance, you actually want to walk away and rather let your Bitcoin holdings, your long-term holdings, just reward you in terms of this current bullish action.
Yeah, I would say that I haven't taken full advantage of the short-term moves because I have been in Ethereum, and Link was the other one that I had a short-term trade set up. I got a little bit of Bitcoin, but not as much as I could have on the short-term moves. But even though I've potentially missed out there, the long-term holdings have more than made up for that. So when Bitcoin goes up, I'm definitely smiling, even if I'm potentially missing out on some of the shorter-term leverage trades that I'm hoping to obviously take part in if we get the right structure on the short-term setups. But for now, just very pleased with how the HODL crypto is growing.
And on Ethereum, you also have a shorter time frame for us. As you said, in if we look at the Bitcoin hourly chart, this was going straight to target. When you look at the same hourly chart on Ethereum, you just can't get there.
Yeah, so this is your comparison. So this is the same setup as the first symmetrical triangle that we saw on the hourly Bitcoin chart here. So if I just jump back, that's this pattern here, also a symmetrical triangle, and this is set up really nicely for Ethereum. We broke nicely to the upside, so this was the trade that I was in, and we didn't reach our target. So where Bitcoin reached that target, wound up for a second time, and then went through again. Ethereum, unfortunately, has rolled over a little bit, moved sideways, and just hasn't had the same type of bullishness in the short-term price action that we see in Bitcoin. And another thing that we can have a look to just highlight that is the daily chart of the Ethereum Bitcoin price. As we've showed in the previous market analysis, we had a falling wedge. And generally, with falling wedges, you expect the price to move up out of that falling wedge, which would have indicated that Ethereum is taking market share away from Bitcoin. And it ended up breaking to the bottom of that falling wedge, which is very bullish. It just shows you the bullish sentiment behind Bitcoin. We did hit the target, and you can see that the pink lines are showing you the head and shoulders pattern that was also baked into this structure. We hit that target almost to the nearest Satoshi, shot up quickly, so that's Ethereum taking some market share back, but now we've rolled over again. So for me, this is still looking very bullish towards bullish towards Bitcoin and less so Ethereum. So Bitcoin is really where all the action is at this point in time.
And that's highlighted by the Bitcoin dominance chart as well, isn't it?
Yeah, so I just wanted to cover the Bitcoin dominance chart quickly to round off. So this is Bitcoin as Bitcoin's market share compared to all the altcoins, and you can see that we had this rounding bottom, and this is on the longer term 3-day chart, and we've just moved really powerfully out of there. So yes, you may be able to get a DeFi coin or something of that nature, which may have outperformed Bitcoin, but definitely if you're looking for I guess a safe bet, Bitcoin's got to be it right now, and I think that this chart will continue to move upwards over the foreseeable weeks. Perhaps we get a little bit of consolidation, but Bitcoin compared to all the altcoins right now is just looking very, very powerful. So I'm not planning on straying too far from getting long Bitcoin at this point in time.
So indeed, it looks like all hail King Bitcoin at the moment. Graham, just before you wrap up here, a couple of people on our WhatsApp group are suggesting that there is actually retracement due on the Bitcoin price. Do you think that that's expected, or is this just far too bullish to really plan major retracements before the all-time high?
Yeah, I think at this point it's difficult now to start identifying where a potential retracement point is going to be. We've gone through most of the Fibonacci levels with quite a bit of impulse. We've had some minor pullbacks, but nothing to really write home about. As you saw on that 3-day chart, we've just seen bullish candles, green candles for the last month or so, which makes it very difficult for those that are sitting on the sideline, waiting for the pullback to come. You would expect 20,000 would be a level of resistance. But if you look at your volume by price, these are uncharted territory. This is uncharted territory. So there's very little price action historically at these levels. So it's quite difficult now to start picking up specific price levels where we expect that resistance to come. So my only advice would be, if you are sitting on the sidelines, if you are wanting to enter into the market, phase your entry into the market. So dollar cost average, depending on what your time frame is, maybe you want to say once every 3 days or once a week, put some money into Bitcoin from your fiat and just phase your approach in. And that just allows you to split your entries up and allows for a more smooth experience. Because either way, if you're trying to pick it, you might get it right and pick the perfect time where the market dips, but it's unlikely. And I think many people have been sitting on the sidelines waiting for a pullback, which just hasn't come. And that's really tough.
Yeah, I think that's really where a lot of people are going to battle at the moment. People sitting on the sidelines that haven't been in and have been waiting for so long, for so many years. So this is where discipline is going to be required. And I think that's important advice for everybody watching this right now. As we enter Bitcoin bull markets again, taking us back to 2017, those amazing markets that just shot the lights out. I think it's really important for everyone to now take heed of what they've learned. You've spent 2.5 years, 3 years of honing your skills. Now it's time to be disciplined, not so?
100%. Nice one, James.
All right. Well, we're going to leave it there. Graham, thanks so much for that analysis. Let's try and get one in next week because I have a feeling we're going to need it.
Excellent. Yeah, we'll look forward to that.
Well, this edition proudly sponsored by CentralX. Don't forget to check them out. You can get involved in their initial launch offering, currently on sale at only 3 cents, and you can get involved before they go public, which they'll be launching on Uniswap in a couple of weeks' time. CentralX.com. There is a link directly to their ILO in this YouTube description as well. That's it for this week from myself, James Preston.
And myself, Graham Tennant.
It's goodbye for now.